Let's go ahead and bring in you copy, man. Chat, give a warm welcome, man, to you copy.
I want it.
You copy, how you fucking doing, man? Great to see
Hey
you.
guys.
Haven't been on the show in a minute, man. So
Yeah,
it's
it's
good
been
to
a
see you
while.
again.
It's been a while. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been good. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was getting attacked quite a lot with some of the stuff.
Yeah, yeah, all weekend people were ragging
All
on you
people
copy,
like,
and man, it's been
yeah,
nasty lately, man.
yeah, no, but
Wow.
like, I mean, it's the thing is, I understand because I went through a whole bear, we went through a whole this, the whatever, the March, April, the downturn, the whole
Sure.
cycle, like, when the stock is down, like, everyone is just kind of like upset, and they're just little like, angry, or like, right? So, but when the stock goes up, everyone's happy, right? So
Mhm.
I think that's kind of like where we at, and then just seeing like a little bit of a uncertainty, around the whole company. But I just kind of wanted to come here just to explain what I'm looking at, and also people talks about like, hey, you mentioned about the 140-day cycle in June, and what what's happening there. So I just want to kind of like comes in and just kind of prove why that
Sure.
didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's
yeah,
take a
I'm
look at
just
it. Yeah, if you want to pull it up there. We are glad you have another job, you copy, because you know. All right. All right, you copy. Let's see what you got for us in terms of what we're looking at here.
Yeah, so I mean, like, just so first of all, I know some guy, bring up the tweet that I mentioned about like, hey, the squeeze is gonna happen in June, but why we are not seeing it.
Mhm.
So I just kind of walk you guys through first. There was actually a 140-day cycle, and then I remember Porsche also mentioned about this, and I think some of you guys all agree with this one. So the last 140-day cycle ended on the end of June, and then that's some of people was expecting, and then the thing is, after we got into May, we had a run up, but it's not the squeeze there we're looking for, right? So we're kind of looking for some sort of like August run, because it was creating this kind of double top same algorithm pattern, and we saw that same thing on January, February, and then we were kind of like expecting this type of run, but we didn't have that run. But based on what I'm looking at for last couple months, we are entering a new cycle. So basically, the market maker changed the algorithm to a new bull cycle to
Yeah,
this area.
they've been
So
manipulating the stock, for so long. I think at this point, it's like we need some kind of announcement to really break this algo,
yeah, so
how
I
suppressed it is.
yeah, so based on what's going on, went to chapter 11, and then rather than running this thing in June, they
Mhm.
decided to not to cover their short positions, but the cycle went into cycle changed to a bull cycle, which is longer period. So so I just kind of color the each section just to show you guys where we at, and where we're gonna go. So when you look at the 2020, this yellow phase is sort of like where we kind of track. So after we got into May, after OTC, we
Mhm.
we had this kind of ups and down, and this is somewhat what we are tracking. So and then how do I prove it? It's also based on the
Jesus
RSI. So
Christ.
I actually made it a chart here just to show you guys here. So this RSI, this is 2020 April to 2021 January, whole squeeze thing happened, and I think that's what we're looking at, right? So after we got into OTC here, we had this kind of staircases, and then we dropped in recently, and that whole like downturn is very similar to the July 13 area, and then whole downturn cycle. So I think that's kind of where we're sitting at, and from where we at to next phase, I think we're gonna go to a run up in
Right.
September. And I think not to talk about other stock, but like I think XRP. I think I'm looking at also AMC. I think a lot of meme stocks or heavily shorted
Dude,
stock
AMC is
possibly.
getting destroyed
Yeah,
right now,
yeah, it's
man.
been getting destroyed, but
Like,
the
big time.
cycle
Holy
is actually
shit.
AMC actually going through a down cycle too. But anyway, so I think in September we're gonna see a run. And then, but just to kind of give you guys overall pictures, And by end of September, we're gonna see the peak of the run, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna have another slightly a downturn until end of October, and then after that, I talk about November a lot, right? You guys remember, a couple months ago, like because end of June, from end of June, the 240-day cycle, the next 140-day cycle ended on November 13. I just kind of pointed out here. So when you look at the filing, the Chapter 11 filing, the Chapter 11 plan also ended on the somewhere in the mid-November, I think November 15 or something like
Yeah.
that. I noticed that yeah, shout out to Jake. He I think post something or realized post something about the Dreams on Me. The warehouse lease also start in November 1st.
Right.
That kind of aligned with it too. So I think November is gonna be a month that we're gonna see a breakup, like a major breakout point. And how do I prove that? Is based on this chart that I posted today. So basically, this is like a same thing. I just kind of pull it out here. So I'm just gonna shoot.
And also, real quick, I know you've been talking about this November stuff as well too. The thing
Yeah,
with
yeah,
November is that on that docket or on that pacer thing
yeah.
we've been analyzing,
Uh-huh.
that date is just essentially, exclusivity, okay? So that means that nobody else can come in and submit a plan on behalf of this company, okay? That's where it's important with that date. Now, the
Mm,
other date that's very important is, I believe ABC and I have been talking about it,
okay.
either tomorrow, August 29th, or September 12th. The one of those 2 dates, we should see a supplemental plan, okay?
Okay.
That is where we're at right now in terms of waiting. In my opinion, those 2 dates are pretty important to get something back. But again,
Hmm.
remember, if they don't submit the supplemental plan, the current plan does go away. So that's another important thing to keep in mind as well, which they could redo another plan. So
Okay.
I understand where you're tracking within these timelines, but you have to understand that anything
Yeah.
could happen from now and through September as well.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so just have that in my mind. But just looking algo, just looking I'm just, I'm just looking at TA. I mean,
You
of course,
algo.
yeah, you algo. Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen, but just my belief, I don't know what you guys believe, but some of people, believe that, oh, filing is the only one. You don't have to
Sure.
worry about the TA. But my belief is the billionaires, Ryan Cohen or Carl Icahn, whoever that's involved, behind the scene, they have a professional TA guys involved, and then they work with them and trying to find the best timing to run this thing. And then, when you look at the when they announce any positive news during this downturn cycle,
Yeah.
as you guys all know, market makers, short sellers, they can turn them into FTDs, and they just keep shorting it, right?
Yeah.
So in my opinion, the purpose that we got into OTC is to try to buy time, and then try to yeah, find a perfect timing to run this thing in this new bull cycle. So
Right.
that's my belief, and
Mhm.
whatever the change happen, it happens. But I'm still looking at the yeah, the November is going to be the major breakout point, and then I'll show you why now. So like yeah, just to go back what I said, next 140-day cycle from the last cycle ended on end of June is November 13. So November 13 is the next 440-day cycle.
Mhm.
And then based on that, interesting thing here is I tracked this thing here. That's went about 101 days to
Mhm.
go through this whole yellow the phase one, which
Yeah.
is we just kind of went through. Next, and then the current phase, when you look at it, it actually went over about a little more 14 days. So went through 115 days now. So
Uh-huh.
we are here. So from now, for next phase, the green pattern, I think we're gonna go through. Last time it went through 70 days,
Mhm.
but because it went for another 13 days, we're gonna
Yeah.
go for uh, about, yeah, 83 days or something like that. But yeah, something around here. But before we see some sort of like a like downturn, we're gonna pick here at the end of the September or early October. And then I don't know, whatever filings comes out is gonna comes out. But when you look at the breakout points,
Mhm.
you see the November 15. This phase number C, I just kind of pointing out here. This phase is the phase that we're gonna see in November throughout the mid November to end of December. So don't look at this as a price point. This is just showing you a phase by phase, so
Yeah.
I just break down the yellow phase, green phase, we're going to go into green phase. The third phase that we're seeing, this teal phase, the teal color phase, is happening between mid-November to end of December, and that phase can be very explosive. I don't, and I cannot predict how much this will go, but
Yeah.
I just kind of put there just as a placeholder.
All
And
right. Right
after
on.
that, we're gonna see some sort of like a down, like a cycle, a little bit, about
Mhm.
95 days until end of March or early April. And then that April, I mentioned about this before. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I'm just tracking this thing. This thing is gonna be the one that is gonna, you guys get looking for, that MOAS type of thing.
Yeah.
So after this, as you can see, there's a major breakout points happening here.
Hmm.
And after that, it went for 80 days down cycle. And after that, within 19 days, it just like it just like exploded upside.
Right.
And now, because we are about 13 14 days delay, when we hit next year April, whatever happens. But within 32 days, we're gonna see some sort of like crazy upside. So
So
that's
you're
just kind of what I'm
expecting,
tracking.
all right. So you're expecting some movement, real quick. Emotional damage with
Yeah.
the two. You don't know your cost basis, but you know when squeeze. All right. Got a lot of people out for blood tonight for you, copy.
Yeah, no, no,
Alec
no.
with the 25 knock. Someone needs to give that RSI a blue pill. Right on, man. Real quick, you copy. Before we move into this docket stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
what would you like the haters to know out there, man? People who
Yeah.
don't believe the TA, things like that. What would you like them to know tonight?
Well, I mean, yeah, I tell them, I just keep calling them like, hey, see if you can talk to me like that in November. That's all I want to
All
say.
right. You copy says, see if you can talk to him the same in November, man. There you have it from you copy. Anything else you want to add? You copy. We'd love to hear it, man.
Yeah, so yeah, so one last thing before I leave.
Yeah.
I know like people talks about the whole, what's going on stuff. Based on the 30 minutes chart, this is, to me, it's just right before breakout points. This thing is slowly the bottoms are slowly inclining, as you can see here. And then the 200 moving average, the golden cross, is coming right here. So expect to see some sort of like a upside this week. And then we're gonna see this throughout whole end of November. So you guys gonna have a very fun ride. And
Hmm.
and then also, when you look at the daily MACD, this is turning to flipping to green very soon. You see the red, pink, this bar is getting weaker.
Yeah.
So when this kind of crossover, this will change to green like that. So
All right.
yeah, yeah, we're gonna have a fun ride, man. It's just that
Cool.
I know a lot of people are anxious and stuff like that, and then they just need someone to just kind of trash talk.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. I mean, I've been through this, so
Right on.
but yeah, that's all I want to say.
I
Cool.
missed you for one. You copy. Just
Yeah.
FYI.
It's good seeing you again, man. Hope things
Yeah,
are well. You copy, and we appreciate having you on the show, man.
awesome. Yeah, I'll stay on and then watch you guys. Yeah, behind the thing.
All right. Right
Awesome. All
on,
right.
man. All
Talk
right.
to you
Take
guys
care. You
later.
copy.
All
Appreciate
right.
having you
Have
on.
a good
All
night.
right. See you.